Hello and welcome to Multifamily Investing with Bob Biggins. I am Bob Biggins. This is episode number 49. And with me, I have a very special guest. I mean, really special. Someone who's been camera shy for about 48 episodes. Been trying to get her onto my podcast, and she has been camera shy. And finally, I've gotten to talk her into coming on. And this is the love of my life, mother of my children, my business partner, Miss Amy Biggins. Welcome.
Hello.
Well, I know your bio, and the family knows your bio, but why don't you give us a little brief overview of our audience who knows mine? But we met in 1998, and I had a few rentals at the time, and now 80 more rentals later,
Yes.
and 2026.
Mm-hmm.
Take us from there to here.
Well, back then you had a few, and so I was just dipping my toe into your project, and when we had first met, and from there got a little more involved, and we had children, and I got a little more involved. Once the kids got a little bit bigger, I then had a little bit more time and was able to become very much involved. And that grew into being very involved in the day-to-day aspects. And we were able to turn that into a growth projection and snowball into purchasing more. And our teamwork grew. And we were then able to fire on all cylinders and grow as a team.
And that's in the rental aspects, but how about the real estate salesperson aspects, as we're both licensed agents?
You started that as well.
To buy our own rentals.
To buy and sell for ourselves. And you said, you're showing houses all day. Why not show them to clients? You've learned the ins and outs of houses. You've been present on lots and lots of construction projects. And you've learned through osmosis and through doing. And you've learned how these projects should be done. So why not parlay that into helping clients? So I studied and got my real estate license. I did happen to study in college, and I had a real estate law minor. So I knew a lot of the terminology. It had been a couple years, but it came back quickly. So I studied, got my real estate license, and we became the Biggins team.
Sure enough. What, 7 years for me and 5 years for you, or 8 and 6? It's for sales anyhow.
Yep.
Probably 8 and 6, 8 years.
Well,
something like that.
Getting close to that, yes.
Yes, sure
Yeah,
enough.
5.5, 7.5.
Now, to the extent that there is a typical day, what would a typical day look like in the house, in the office? Because you're in the office all day, and I'm generally in the field all day, so I don't really even know what you do day to day, but I just know all this stuff clerically gets done.
Mm-hmm.
Talking to clients gets done, talking to tenants gets done, getting maintenance service requests out to me gets done.
Mm-hmm.
So walk me through a typical day.
Well, there is no typical day.
That is for sure.
I can start the day with grand plans. I can have great intentions of spending the morning doing real estate, spending the afternoon doing rentals, and one phone call can derail the entire day. So it's really just spending the entire day juggling calls as they come in.
Mm-hmm.
So I can spend the whole day just switching back and forth between putting out whatever fires in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
That means switching from dealing with a real estate issue and negotiating something that's going on with a current deal to then dealing with a leaky sink. And whether that's passing that off to you, or the other day, you were out of town, So I found myself underneath the sink trying to fix the plumbing. Now, that's very rare, but you were out of town, so I had to give it the old college try.
Not many real estate agents know how to crawl under and fix a drain.
And I was not able to fix it.
You're close.
But I was able to troubleshoot enough to take some pictures and tell you what I did do, so that it was above my pay grade. But there is no typical day. But we do utilize a software which has made things 100 times easier. We used to mom and pop it and use our Word and Excel spreadsheets. And once we started growing, I put my foot down and said that we needed to have systems. I'm very big into systems and very detail oriented. And in order to keep my head above water, we needed to have those systems. And that software has been immensely helpful in helping us grow and move forward and be able to keep on top of all of those things.
Conversely, I jump out of airplanes and halfway down figure out the parachute, whereas Amy is the opposite. She wants to make sure the parachute is packed 10 ways till Sunday before she steps onto the airplane. So we're a good mix of each other.
Yes, there is a definite balance.
Yes. Best and worst part of your job?
Best part is the flexibility and being able to work for ourselves.
Yep.
And the worst part is the flexibility and working 24/7.
Not knowing what's going to hit, when it's going to hit.
Correct. There are times when you can get a tenant phone call that a pipe is burst but I believe it was a Super Bowl Sunday. We had company over and we had grand plans of watching the Super Bowl, and we ended up over at a property fixing plumbing. So
I mean, a furnace go out another Super Bowl. Super Bowls are big time for that.
I don't know. It's because it's cold.
Yeah.
It's January. It's cold.
Yeah.
So
or February. Yeah. Either one.
So we
furnace
end
go
up
out before on Super Bowl Sunday. Yeah. It's not typical since we've been through 30 Super Bowls, and I think it's happened 2 or 3 times. So 10% of the time in Super Bowls, but not terrible.
So the best part is the flexibility,
yeah,
and being able to work for yourself and
be able to record a podcast in the middle of the day today versus being at a 9 to 5.
Yep.
Yeah.
But that does come at a cost.
Yep.
In that you do have unexpected calls
right.
and unexpected things that come up at random times.
Mm-hmm.
And that goes for real estate as well. There are times when I'm texting a client at 10:30 at night and assisting them in whatever issues they have at that point in time.
Or a banker.
It's
bankers that'll work with us.
I have a phenomenal lender that I have texted at 10 o'clock at night, and he has texted me back.
Inspectors.
I did not expect him to text me back, but he did.
Yep.
I thought he would get it in the morning.
We have a team that puts deals together.
It's when you found a great team to work with, you can move mountains.
Yep.
And that comes into play when it comes to real estate and with the rentals.
Yep, absolutely. Couldn't agree more. Speaking of sales, tell me about being one of the very few Ramsey trusted agents in Southwest Michigan. Dave Ramsey, the debt snowball king. Amy is a Ramsey trusted agent in Southwest Michigan. I think one of 3 that they allow in a particular area. How's that been going? And tell me about that.
That's gone well. You and I had both gone through the Ramsey baby steps, and
twice.
We went through financial peace.
Yep.
And went through the baby steps.
Mm-hmm.
Did the debt snowball, got things paid off,
mm-hmm.
and were able to budget beyond the household budget. But obviously, with our rentals, our budgeting was a little different than the standard household. But going through financial peace, we learned a lot, and we're able to then parlay that into real estate and helping people purchase homes with good financial sound investments. And that was something that was very important, especially after we saw people go through the '08 housing crisis, and people who could not afford homes and should not have purchase homes. So to sit down with clients and do a buyer consult and really talk to them about what all is involved in purchasing a home. It's not just the mortgage, it's the insurance, it's the taxes, it's the upkeep. And there's a lot more involved in that. And to sit down with them and have those frank and sometimes uncomfortable conversations so that they know what they're getting into. And sometimes that means they're not ready to purchase yet. But that's what's best for the client. And they appreciate that. And then they come back to you when they're ready. So if you're honest with them, you build that trust and they come back to you. So that has been fantastic in building our business and having clients that come back and not only come back to us when they're ready, but they then refer others back to us.
Sure enough. And you're not the typical agent, especially female agent, that knows construction terms and things as well as you do, pointing out many downfalls with potential buyers and consulting sellers on what needs to happen in order to get their house in tip-top shape and ready for the market. Any stories come to mind, good or bad, when you've come across, say, a roof condition where there was a hole in the roof that maybe no one noticed, where a tree had gone through in Benton Harbor? Just recently?
There was a home that there was a tree in the backyard that was very much dead, and a tree branch had fallen. And when that happened, it took down part of the power line, which took down the weatherhead from the house, which then ripped out part of the roof. The repair had been done. It had not been done well, but it had been repaired. Then when the appraiser came to look at the home, they flagged that, and that needed to be repaired.
But you saw it ahead of the appraiser and said that's going to be a problem.
We knew that was going to be a problem. Yeah. We had already begun to negotiate additional tree work as part of what needed to happen for my client, because there was still additional tree branches that were hollow. You could see through the tree branch. That's not supposed to happen. So the exact same thing was going to happen again. So there was things that my client ended up walking away from that because the seller just would not negotiate. And it became a safety issue, which was just above and beyond the repairs. The roof needed to be done anyways. We could see that from the street as we walked up to the home. That was something that the buyer could figure out going into it. They knew that, they could budget that, they could figure that out. But there was just safety repairs that needed to happen right away.
But you caught that early in the process by walking the back perimeter of the house, when many agents will only walk through the front on the concrete areas and not trudge around the building in order to find these type of things that are atypical, we'll say.
There's a lot of things that we've seen throughout the years in doing our rentals.
Not much scares us.
Nope. In doing our flips, in doing just our general renovations, there's a lot of things that scare the typical home buyer that we know is not a big deal.
Or achievable.
There's a lot of things that are fixable, that a lot of people look at it and immediately panic or shy away from it. And we're able to consult them, talk them off the ledge, and provide solutions that they hadn't thought of before.
Right, on a buy or a sell side.
Correct.
We're part of Realty Executives. Tell me why you like the brokerage and the benefits of being part of that brokerage, that organization, for us and or really for our customers.
Well, for us, we have a great relationship with the broker owner. Ryan Katowich has been a fantastic friend to us.
Trusted friend.
As well as a great broker. I had a interesting situation the other day. Ryan was very reachable and was able to help walk me through just different options. Something that I hadn't encountered before. Wanted to make sure that I had multiple options that I was able to present to the buyer and make sure that the buyer was completely covered in this very unique situation. As for realty executives, we've got access to lots of additional advertising options when it comes to different things online. There's different marketing things that we haven't had access to before.
It's a national brokerage.
So it is a national brokerage. The ability to have lots of agents within the office to be able to kind of market things within the office and
internally.
have other agents to talk to is very beneficial. To just share listings, to be able to do that beyond the MLS. Everybody sees it in the MLS, but to be able to say, hey, I've got this listing coming up. If you've got any buyers.
I know you're looking for something like this.
So that's been very beneficial.
Well, this has been great. Any closing words, Amy? Growth projections, goals, anything else you want to impart upon our audience upon wrapping up here?
It's been a wild ride.
Yeah.
The last 25 years of marriage. Last 28 years together. 3 kiddos.
28 to 30 years of properties.
Yep. You had a few when we met, so that's always been interesting. Growth projection. You've got some interesting ideas. Your growth projection is a little hardier than mine.
A little aggressive.
Yes, aggressive. Again, you look for the parachute later. I'm a little more conservative. But I feel like together we balance each other out and make it all happen.
We'll get it done.
Yep.
Well, thank you for these insightful words. I'm sure our audience will have a really good time watching this episode. Kind of the other half, I've spoke about you many times on air before, and now the odds are getting to see you, ones who haven't seen you before.
I did make a quick debut in the concrete one.
That is true.
I was mixing concrete.
Yeah, with your mask on.
You just didn't know it was me.
Yep. That was a fun one. That's getting a lot of hits. There's about 800 hits on that one.
The drain tile.
People are really liking to see how to do a drain tile system.
Mixing concrete in the wheelbarrow.
Yeah, that was good. That was your debut. This is your second.
That was a debut. I just didn't know it was me.
Well, thank you very much, and thank you to our terrific audience. We appreciate your time because I understand it is very valuable. And this is Bob Biggins, episode number 49, signing out.